Can you all say, okay? Can you all introduce yourselves or?
Okay, so I'm Legion Destroyer, but you can call me Legion. I'm about 2300
Hi there.
HS.
Yep.
I'm Michael, also known as the finisher.
Hi, Michael.
And me.
Ouch! That was well.
And Kyle.
Legion on Legions.
Kyle Legion on Leechess. You got cut off a bit. Yeah. Hi there, guys. So yeah, I'm watching. I wonder if FeegLood is streaming this, but he's playing a rather strange.
FeegLood?
I mean, I wonder if Mugwort is streaming this. Sorry.
Probably not.
But yeah, Mugwort, FeegLood is not the. You have to take it seriously.
He's
I wonder why he thought that much. Like, he has 1 minute left. My board, I think.
Yeah, I was thinking after knight to d4
Knight to d4.
or
Watching
Oh,
this,
Knight
was
at-
thinking
knight
of
at
getting informed.
yeah on fourth move.
after all that throwaway feels so weird. It's like everything's so simple now.
Yeah.
Burak asks, who is FeegLood? He's a very good grandmaster from America.
Yeah, one of the best.
One of the best.
Probably the best.
Yeah, he's a grandmaster, Burak. So
It was quite a
much better.
it was quite a strange opening. I mean, the knight f6, just knight f6, knight d4.
Might be.
Yeah. What is? He moved very quickly.
Yeah, knight takes e7.
Well, you have to be watch out for knight takes e3.
Yeah, but that's sword. And
Yeah.
You can even take on a3 or
Take on a3, e3. That's just pawn takes back, I guess. Or
yes.
yeah, but I mean just to destroy his structure.
yeah.
Time is also in the chat.
But now queen takes knight. You can't take the knight because knight at d4. Oh, queen takes knight, knight takes e2. Okay, I'm stupid.
Queen takes knight, then there was knight takes c2. Yeah, that's true. And then do you take either the bishop or the rook? I'm not even sure, but yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a sharp position, and Mugwort's got only 12 seconds. So
Kind
Yeah,
of like white though.
He seems safe now. Yeah, white should be better here. Like, rook on a8 is hanging. You can take the knight on c7 with the king, I guess, but then maybe bishop takes knight or queen takes knight. Maybe bishop takes knight. If bishop takes, you can drop at d5. And if queen takes, then there is knight d5 fork. So yeah, you can't probably touch that knight.
Well, you can protect g.
Yeah, g4 is hanging. Rook on a8 is hanging.
Maybe
I
h.
mean, a lot of stuff.
Ooh,
h5 you will just take the rook and
yeah.
I do not like Mugwort's talk though.
it's fine. Okay, maybe king g2 was a little bit safer because now this, yeah.
Knight
You guys,
d1.
yeah, knight d1. And yeah, you,
Next.
so why can't Black take the knight? Is there something?
Knight at d5.
knight d5.
Yeah, of
fork.
course. Yeah.
What else do you do?
I don't know, just yeah, that's
Don't
a
want to
fine
take.
move.
Yeah, pawn takes, but then knight takes, then bishop is hanging, queen is hanging, and pawn at c7 is coming. Maybe you can play something like queen to b6 then, but then he will take you.
Mhm.
Oh.
Take it and move the king.
Yeah, he's playing very fast.
I think he's going for time.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe, but there is no time here.
'Cause-
Okay, knight at g3, watch out for
Mugwort
that.
is absolutely gonna win this.
I think he realizes he's in trouble, so he's going for the flag.
Yeah, might be the case. Pawn at e7, queen has to take. Okay, yeah, you're
Going for a cheap mate.
pawn at h3. Bishop takes knight, maybe. Bishop takes
No,
knight.
don't flag. No, that's losing, right? Queen takes.
Pawn at
bishop
b7.
takes-
Pawn at e2, c7 is the only.
Oh, Mugwort flags.
Oh, he
Yeah,
was in
because
that.
yeah, but I think after when he took on h3, queen takes h3, then it's very hard to stop at g2.
Yeah.
But instead of take on h3, instead take the knight on f4.
Yeah, with the bishop.
And yeah,
An interesting opening.
yeah, you will have to play some of theory against Mugwort. So this is a good choice.
Seen that early pawn shop.
And I think Mugwort made a good choice playing 3 bishop c5 because FeegLood doesn't know that much, so it's probably the
So
best strike in e4, e5. Whereas normally against them the bishop c5 wouldn't be that desirable.
Anything is undesirable against Vempele.
I don't have much. Okay.
Okay, c takes d4. E takes f2, king h1. So material white is up a pawn. Not sure who is safer. Ooh, this is a nice move. So queen takes e2, knight g3, h takes g3, queen takes queen.
Maybe bishop takes 7. No.
This is yeah,
Sorry?
if you have the backhand, yeah.
Bishop takes f7. And maybe.
Bishop takes f7. No, maybe. But I would just play king d8.
Yeah. And now maybe knight either e5. No, g5 maybe. Knight g5. To
No, just king
unlock the.
d8.
So the threat is knight g3.
Yeah,
The threat is knight g3, right? When you're picking up the queen.
Yeah, if you take the pawn,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, knight g5 now.
Knight g5. Okay, but you can still take back with the.
With the knight, you take on f2.
Yeah, but I was thinking with the queen.
With
Yeah,
the
with
queen,
the
you can
queen,
even take on a2.
But then knight at g3.
Oh yeah, you have a knight. Yeah. Or maybe with the bishop, the queen.
But then you take on. Then you take on f1.
And
You have
f1
to
and
take
then
back.
drop on f1.
g3. Knight.
Oh,
I
knight.
think.
Again, yeah.
Because if you drop on g1, then he will take back with the knight, and you can take back with the pawn because it's pinned.
So Burak in the chat
Maybe.
is it too loud or too soft? The Discord.
On Discord, your voice is fine.
Yeah, but so Burak's watching the stream and he says there's a problem.
Ah,
But maybe there isn't a problem. It's just maybe he's just.
trolling.
No, everyone's fine. Okay, thanks.
Yeah,
Yeah, so this is actually a bit of a dilemma. Queen takes seems okay.
So looks like the obvious move.
Nice.
and he resigned.
Obviously.
Okay, 1-1.
Okay, game 3.
think experiment did not work out for FeegLood.
Yeah, so now he's playing with this. Mugwort knows this pretty much. Bishop c4.
I think plays like knight e4 rather than exchanging or doing anything else.
So knight f4 is quite tempting.
Yeah, a lot of people play that.
Yeah, but I've got a problem. I can't both listen to my stream and make my stream. So can you advise me? Do I need to put the sound down or what?
Some nonsense. I remember playing against like two players playing this line against each other before. The chess.com stuff.
Yeah, so Burak, that's just the Discord. It just that's just the way the Discord is. There's nothing I can do about that.
I mean, like, a lot of people have been saying that my voice cuts out, and
Your voice sometimes cuts out, like at the beginning of your words sometimes get cut out.
yeah, it's the same for some other people who I listen to. I don't know how to fix it.
Use push to talk.
Yeah, so what Michael does, it's a bit complicated, but it's like every time you want to talk, you have to press like caps lock or something. But it means like if you laugh spontaneously, it's quite difficult because then it doesn't pick it up. So it only picks up what you consciously choose when you consciously actually press it down. Unless it's
But you'll get used to it.
yeah, unless you keep it pressed down, basically, unless you want to, yeah.
No, don't do that.
Yeah.
I use push talk as okay.
So I'm just gonna.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, Carl.
Okay, also use push talk.
I sometimes do, not late,
It does.
not at the moment, but yeah, I do sometimes. So I'm having. I'm told there's a slight problem. So I'll just put it down in case. Can you talk now, Michael?
Hello?
Yeah, just to say because apparently there was a problem earlier with the sound. I don't know what. Hopefully it's better now.
Oh, Jan Lee is in the chat. He might stream this. He doesn't usually just watch.
He should join here.
Great.
So this is quite. I mean, it'd be cool actually if he does his own stream because he'll have a.
Yeah, all that.
He'll have lots of followers. He'll have lots of things to say. So
Him.
Dump.
okay, so Mugwort's gone into a think tank again. Yeah, so I think Black really wants diagonals in this position, doesn't it? Doesn't he? To try and start targeting those light squares.
Yeah. Something like pawn at h3.
Yeah, so how's
Stuff like that.
right? So he has to get a pawn. So I imagine he might be tempted to do something like knight d4, swap off bishop. Maybe not. Just to try and get some diagonals. Knight d4 in this position.
Yeah, but then the bishop on e5 will hang, so
That's
maybe it's not that
true, but then his bishop also hangs. So
Yeah,
This
but
is also the chat.
you can take on d7 first,
But-
and then take on e7, e5.
This is
But then there is stuff like bishop at e2, but
yeah, that's true. It's not really. It's a bit risky.
oh, I'm listening to the stream and sometimes it sounds a little bit robotic.
Yeah, that's what Burak was saying. That there's some problem with the sound.
Yeah, let me disconnect and reconnect.
But you're sounding fine on Discord. But yeah.
Yeah, let's see. Okay. And Yasser is also watching. Nice.
Some people.
Do you get a notification that I'm streaming in the side? Because I don't see it myself.
On Discord?
No, on Lichess.
Or on the leeches?
Yeah.
No. I don't think there is one when you are just spectating.
Okay.
It doesn't show.
Let me just check. I did say on Lichess, didn't I? Yeah, it should be there. But yeah. Okay, so just to run through the previous moves again. Go straight in for a kind of attack. He really wanted pawns badly. He did pick up a couple of pawns. I'm going on a crazy attack.
About it.
Yeah. And Mugwort's got like 10 seconds.
Ooh. That's not for
Definitely prefer black.
G4. You?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, King H2.
but what now? FeegLood is very good at putting Mugwort under time pressure, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe. Is he safe? G3 maybe?
I mean, there is like not at H7. Check.
That's true.
Not at H7 now.
Yeah.
Isn't that like just mates?
And where is the
Like
mate?
that?
Maybe there isn't. Okay, just take that knight and you are safe at the home.
Ooh, nice.
Risky. Knight takes queen.
Yeah, but even take on F6.
He didn't have a blocker.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Just drop a queen.
I don't know.
No, actually,
Okay,
yeah,
something like knight at E5.
yeah. He has the knight was defending that.
Same. Ooh.
Okay, but knight at C5, yeah. This should be mate,
Yeah, this
right?
is gonna be mate. Mate and
Yeah.
drop the rook, drop the queen.
And knight.
Rook. So chase the king and oh gosh. So Mugwort takes a 2-1 lead.
Chun-Li said in the chat that he's predicting Mugwort to win 6-4.
Yeah.
Anything can happen though. I mean, both of the players I think are kind of equal.
Yeah. Okay, so this time we have a Scotch.
The knight can take the pawn, but it's risky.
With this
So
B4.
this
Yeah, if knight takes pawn,
Knight
knight
takes
takes
pawn.
C7,
Yeah,
king
exactly.
F8, bishop H6. I think white would be just much better there, probably.
Yeah.
Well, not quite sure, but
In-
looks that way.
Interesting that white didn't go straight for knight takes G7, which would be fairly natural.
Yeah, it's certainly possible, but I think white would, black would just ignore it and play like maybe D4 or pawn at A3 like he did.
Yeah.
In the game.
Yeah, we're reading the chat. 81-1 against Master Tan. Good score. Ooh, that's really unusual.
So he had to take an 8-3.
Why did
Yeah.
he? Why did he have to? Why couldn't he go Queen C1? That seems wrong.
Well, I guess he could have done that, yeah.
That seems completely wrong to give up the piece.
But
Oh, this is not what I expected.
This is getting
Too aggressive.
this is getting juicy.
Wow.
But the knight can just take that. I don't get it at all. Knight takes. What's he threatening?
I think
Knight takes.
and then sack the queen.
Yeah, and then sack the queen.
If bishop, if knight takes, yeah. Have to sack the queen. See why not?
yeah.
It does sack it, which makes sense.
Now white's only got one knight.
But even this,
You can just block.
He just wants to be.
knight
Yeah, but he
takes-
will take on c3, and then white will be quite safe.
So maybe the bishop has to run. Ooh, the bishop has to go to g7. Then he takes the knight. That's a problem.
That's dangerous.
Yeah, bishop c7. Well, maybe bishop f6 or queen takes d2.
I'm guessing he'll go pawn at g7. It just looks, but yeah, it's looking.
I don't know, I kind of prefer to it knights.
Yeah.
Oh, he just goes
Yeah, that's sensible.
that's e4.
Yeah, exactly. Knight e4, and then maybe drop something on c3 next. We'll see. Because that at least protects the dark squares a little bit.
Maybe take on g7 here.
Ooh.
Yeah, might take, but
I think that's well, yeah, that actually might work. Next, yeah, that's
You got only bishop and pawn in hand though. Yeah, so take and then go queen d4 check. Queen d4 check afterwards. Is that?
Maybe yes.
But then f6.
Ah,
Oh, he does it. We're predicting the moves. This is good. F6 maybe. Just steps back. That's so relaxed. I don't like Mugwort's. I mean, he has got no development.
yeah, but
But hang on.
queen at c3, yeah, and pick a rook with check.
Ouch. So it'll be king e2.
yeah, what about king?
Are you
So
backing it to
what's that?
now, or yeah? And even if you
conserve
like
the piece.
king e2, knight at d4, then you can maybe even sack the queen, knight f6, but then he can take back, yeah.
Wow, so suddenly this has been a flip, hasn't it? What went wrong? Queen takes knight looked good, but yeah. Maybe there was another move, I don't know.
Wow.
Nah, he must be getting mated.
For,
Yeah,
for sure.
3 knights should be enough.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Knight at f4,
Knight at f4.
There's bishop on f6.
Just,
or no, but knight at f4, king goes to d1,
And
and
oh, that may be knight e3, knight f2.
yeah, but then king goes to e1, and then knight. Yeah, king takes knight. I mean,
Suddenly, I think FeegLood is on.
No,
see how
there must be a mate here. Just how?
he's
Oh,
just gonna take
we're just going to take the bishop. Stay safe.
Okay, that seems working. Then you have knight at c3 stuff
Yeah.
coming up. And yeah, Mugwort only has 10 seconds.
Yeah, it's gonna be a complex position. Taking some time though, so. All on time.
So they're both down to 10 seconds. Probably a bishop drop seems natural. Yeah. Now knight drop.
Yeah.
With
Bishop at h4. Or you can even take the rook. No, you can't. Knight takes h6.
knight is a knight at h.
Bishop h5.
Is it mating? Oh my goodness! It's mating. No, it's not. Queen's covering it. Oh, maybe it is mating.
Yeah, queen's covered.
The rook's covering there now.
No more checks. I mean,
Pawn,
one check, but
yeah,
then you take the knight.
pawn and queen.
This is
It's,
No, but there is no mate here.
but there's a bishop coming in. There's a bishop coming in.
No, but now you're safe.
Oh yeah, now the king's.
Yeah, because the queen is coming to g7, so.
Yeah. Wow. I wonder if there was anything.
Sure. Well, Stockless will tell us.
Yeah, I'm just going to open up that last game. No, nothing.
Easy as here.
So this is what we had in the previous game where Mugwort was white.
Yeah, I mean, this looks decent for black, but
So funny.
Oh, g3. Okay, so if you take, he wants to play h4. And if you take, then queen takes looks a little bit scary.
Michael, he would instantly take it.
Yeah, now push maybe. I mean push g4. Although then the dark squares are very weak, but
so to take or to defend. Yeah, you can't defend because always takes and drops queen here. Yeah, doesn't want to open up that file. Exactly, just keep pushing. Are you going to push again? G3? Does that work?
well, basically you could, but
And then you.
Oh, that's way too artificial.
just take and then drop. Like g takes h3, rook takes h3, pawn at g2.
Queen it. Oh, there's no queen. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, no queen.
No queen in hand.
So yeah, if the rook has to go, then this didn't feel like the right thing to do.
So pawn at h.
Well, yeah, okay, he got the. Yeah, he got the file open, so.
Pawn at h2.
Yeah, pawn at h2, king h1, and then rook has to go maybe h8. And then it's Mugwort who will try to do something, like maybe d5. Well, maybe not d5, you don't know.
Yeah, don't want to take a
g3.
knight.
What's this about? Oh, I guess he wants to just trade. If queen takes d4, bishop takes b5. Oh,
The
this is
bishop can take the
very
rook.
sharp. Oh, sorry, Kyle. You wanna take on d7
Yes.
now?
Yeah, take on d7 and take the rook. Yeah, this is sharp.
This is not safe at all for white. Well, maybe it is. Like, okay, you have to move the queen.
You can't take the queen.
Right.
Take the queen and take the rook. That's the
Yeah.
queen. You can't do that? Take the queen and take the rook.
Probably not. Like, then queen at g3,
Queen at
queen
G.
at g2,
Yeah.
bishop at h2, king h1, bishop takes f1.
Yeah.
It looks like
Looks
white is, black is too strongly there. Yeah.
looks hairy. Yeah.
I was going to suggest queen to e5, but then bishop at d4 will be a fork, so that doesn't work.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Dangerous.
What?
Okay. I guess that pawn's
No. Queen at h1, king f2, bishop at g3, king e2, queen takes f1, king takes f1, rook at f2, king has to go to g1, pawn at h2, king h1, rook f1, and take on g1 mate.
False.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well spotted, Michael.
False. But yeah, it was really close to mate.
So
Yeah,
queen,
but
queen
it's
h2 is
still
hard to stop. Hard to stop queen h2
Yeah.
and queen
I don't
h1
think false.
and queen h1.
Guess it's time to move the rook.
It's time to find mate. It's time to find mate, right?
Yeah, this is mate.
No, that does not work. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so FeegLood takes that
So
as black.
2 games to 3.
And now he switches to 1d4. And
No
interesting.
Dutch by Mugwort.
Yeah, no, that's. Oh no, they switched boring stuff. What Yasser is playing? Oh, it just stopped. He was playing against the computer. Yeah, so it goes with the bishop to g5 line. Bishop f5, e3, h6, bishop h4, knight b to d7, knight f3. All looks very normal.
Bishop to b5 looks tempting, but yeah.
Yeah, I think now Mugwort is thinking
Because then that will
either to push e6
threaten d5.
or to play like g6 or g5.
That would be aggressive.
Yeah, so he goes with e6 and a3. Okay, that I really don't like, but I guess he doesn't want to get pinned.
Yeah.
But something like bishop to d3 was probably, I don't know, at least a little bit more natural to me.
Bishop to d3 or to b5 maybe. Because the idea of b5, yeah, actually b5 doesn't not necessary anymore. Why?
Maybe.
Yeah,
Hey.
a6 probably will stop knight b5, but
The knight's not coming to b5.
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's a cagey game.
Yeah, they're playing slowly and trying to outmaneuver each other.
Yep.
h3, okay.
It's often a very bad move in Crazyhouse h3. So I was just discussing that with.
16.
Yeah, exactly. I was just discussing that with 60.
Yeah.
With
Yeah, 1600s, I would maybe. But if it's a GM,
yeah, because I was just discussing that with.
I'm keeping my mind.
Yeah, I was just discussing that with some like with some 1500 Crazy House players on my last stream, and also with Moon, who's 2000. I was saying, no, H3, you shouldn't have done that.
Okay, so bishop comes back to e7 to
Because it's a future target to open up. I mean, I think Mugwort knows what he's doing here. Yeah, so congratulations to Hydrosuit or Moonanane for reaching 2200. That's people commenting in the chat. What is he, what is FeegLood up to? Knight a2. He wants to reroute the knight. So he really doesn't. Oh, okay. I know what it is. He doesn't want to trade with Mugwort. So he's trying to like turn this into a chess game somehow. So why is he doing that? I mean, I think he wants to go knight to c1 to d3 to e5 to e5. I think that's what he's thinking.
yeah, but that seems way too slowly.
Sure, but it's going to make Mugwort think and burn time. And it is making him think.
I guess what he's thinking is that he doesn't want him to trade the knight and bring his other one to d4 to e4.
Yeah. And it's making Mugwort think because he doesn't. He's. I'm getting feedback from someone, by the way.
Yeah, but
Oh, me?
yeah.
I don't know. Somehow White's okay. F6 is almost feels forced here. Somehow White has got the better. That knight a2 move has proved to be quite fruitful. Okay.
Yeah, but if all the action will be on the king side, then the knight on a2 is just out of the game.
It is.
GM to figure that one out.
But I feel like he's sacked pretty heavily. I think Mugwort's been sacked fairly heavily to get stuff going.
Yeah, okay. Rook for 2 pieces. It is quite something.
So he doesn't even want the rook for the knight. So what's he going for? The knight, I guess, is he wants to keep the knight as a defensive piece as well, maybe for g3. So knight and rook. I think the bishop is the okay. The journey of this knight. He wants to sack on d5 for 2 pawns.
Queen h4.
Yeah, queen h4 is a threat.
Yeah, and the knight is hanging, so.
Yep.
But
Maybe.
can just
You could drop a rook on. No, but then takes and still queen. We may what about knight f6?
No,
Okay, he goes straight for knight takes pawn anyway. That's whoa.
well,
What is this? Just take twice?
which is
It's very, very aggressive. Maybe pawn h7, but then queen takes, knight takes. And bishop takes queen, I guess. Ah, if pawn h7, queen takes, then queen can take on e6 first, yeah.
Yeah,
bishop
so I was thinking
e6.
queen takes it. Pawn. Yeah, this is interesting.
Oh, but
It's
are you
safe.
safe now?
Yeah. No,
is it made?
it looks safe, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe.
I mean, I'm thinking about queen there and
Queen h3.
Queen takes.
queen h3, yeah.
Queen
but
takes h3. Does that work?
Yeah,
Queen
very-
h3 and then bishop f5.
He does it.
or knight here, so
That's not
That's
good.
nice.
Yeah.
That's mage.
so you can't take with the knight.
Take
you
the
have to
rook?
take with the rook.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And then
Or you can just move the king.
you could just move the king, yeah. So he takes the
Move the
rook.
king, you go.
Knight takes f3 maybe. Oh, now this
Queen
Yeah.
take two.
just rook
Rook
down
here is
mate.
mate. Yeah. Wow, Mugwort. That was some fine play.
Only needs 2 more.
4-2
Let's see
lead.
if the wise gets it. Okay, mate e7. Yeah, finish.
So that's going to go in the studies, the queen takes h3, right?
Yeah, followed by bishop.
I don't think this opening turns out that well for Mugwort last time.
Maybe this time he can try taking the rook on h3. Guide against it. He did.
Is knight takes pawn possible? No. No, the knight's defending the bishop and being silly. I mean, because black is desperate for pawns in this position.
Yeah, that knight is not gonna be taken.
So is he rerouting to d5, I guess?
Maybe just knight e4. Prevent the knight. So I guess he's gonna play a3 next move.
It's interesting because
So
it's in the.
bishop takes g4.
Hmm.
Okay, I should be back now.
Well, so it's interesting because it's in this position. It's Mugwort restricting the trades, but I've got feedback from I think Carl, so I can hear myself. Yes, it's Mugwort who seems to be restricting the trades. So Fumitox suggests saying g5. This
I
is
think that's an old suggestion.
yeah, that was earlier.
Might still.
What? So black is basically desperate for trades. And last time he dumped that knight on h3. And it worked out pretty well for him. Well, it didn't work out that well for him, but it almost did.
Is that
Queenside play. No, Queenside play is wonderful. What? Yeah, take on c2 twice, play pawn h3. Pawn
Yeah,
h.
that's. I would be afraid of that as white. You also have bishop takes c7 in that case, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, move the bishop somewhere.
Yeah, maybe even do g3. Because if h4, then you can take on g4, but...
Move it again. Not sure.
Yeah,
Maybe
if you
just
move it,
stay there.
if you move it, black can take on c2, queen takes c2, and then queen takes d4. Although still c7 would be hanging. And this is where it becomes interesting.
Yeah, this is gonna be a critical position with the time and all the trades coming.
I mean, black could get queen. I mean, is queen trade such a bad thing?
I mean, if you take as black, then he gets a rook to d file, and
Sure, he does.
yeah, bishop is still covering d7, so it's not.
That's what I'm thinking.
Threatening,
It's not
yet, but
not immediate threat.
I would be happy. As white.
Well, there's like pawn at g6 stuff.
So what's the threat here?
Yeah, pawn at g6.
Ah.
Yeah. Oh, knight there. Okay, now he wants to take on d1 to drop on h1, but can you even
just
take
take
on
the rook?
h4? Okay, he takes.
How about this?
Looks
Yeah,
like
actually, why not?
pleasant for white.
Oh, this is. I don't know. That's a good move.
Yeah, it's kind of a good move. Okay, maybe somehow sack the queen now. Maybe like drop something on the d file, or can you take on h8? Okay, taking h8 looks a little bit slow, but maybe it works.
He needs a knight. He needs a knight. Bishop
Bishop at
takes
g8.
bishop. No.
A bishop, drop a
Ooh,
bishop on.
things have gone silent for some reason.
Yeah, now he will give a knight the queen, but still no mate, right? Oh, he can take back.
Yeah, he can take.
Ooh, he can take with the queen in the end.
Oh, yeah.
And now queen takes. Does that mate?
Yeah, no, bishop takes with it.
Bishop at f2. Yeah, this is mate.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
And
Like, what
yes,
about bishop takes?
but still bishop at f2, and then you have e1 because no back rank. Legion.
Yeah,
Bishop. Yeah, bishop at f2 and king f1. Queen and e1.
So 3, 4.
So 3 to 4. And now it's Mugwort who is changing it up. No more e4, e5, but
oh, he's playing e5. He always plays Mugwort.
oh, sorry.
Knight f3, knight f3, e5. Oh, he doesn't play it. Weird.
Ah, yeah, okay, e5 there. Yeah. And knight at e5. Seems quite well, good for white, I was going to say. Like now a dream position for white would be something like knight takes e5, knight takes e5, bishop takes e2, queen takes e2. where black is having already some problems. Discovery on the e-file and d7 is weak. So he decides to retreat, but no. You could take on c6 and then bring the knight on e5. Other idea would be to play bishop to b5 here. And yeah, what else?
I'm still sort of slightly confused. Yeah, I see. So the pawn is one back. Okay, yeah, I see. Yeah.
Oh, it's just castles. Okay, unexpected, but yeah, looks like nothing bad with it. Does black want to attack now? Something like pawn at h3 would be normal. But yeah, I think she takes h3, bishop takes h3 and knight to g5 maybe. Or maybe even take on f7 then. Yeah, castling is a weird choice. Yeah, gives time for black to consolidate.
So Dan Lee says
Yeah.
FeegLood will like this position. Mugwort has his work cut out for him. This game. Well, he's got a lot of space for sure. F6 is too dangerous, I'm guessing.
Yeah, probably. I mean, it could have been played, but since the bishop is covering f7 anyway, so
The thing with this, bishop takes bishop, then what? No, maybe he doesn't want to. Okay. Well,
yeah, just
that's very chill.
moves to f4. Yeah, black could doesn't feel good.
I feel White's playing it fairly passively though as well. So,
Yeah, both are a little bit. Yeah, now White has some good moves like pawn d6 maybe. Although is that so big of a threat? Not sure. Okay, knight d4, hitting e6. The d7 pawn is pinned. Ooh, king f8. So White is picking up some material here. And just ignores that. Whoa. takes on e6.
Yeah,
and now-
takes or don't take. It does take. The idea is bishop's trapped. So now you can take the bishop next. But you know how you open up a rook file on your king. Oops. You have to quickly block that up if possible. It's hard to block up because you can sack to open it again.
Yeah. Pawn at f6 is coming.
You could drop pawn on f6 yourself, I guess.
Oh, 6.
Ooh, and take here.
Ouch.
Yeah,
Unless there's some mating attack in response. Ouch. Can you take that rook? Okay, what else can you do? You have to take
Pawn
it.
at e6, knight at d4, knight at d4, yeah.
And knight is
And now queen h4, queen h5. I mean,
and knight here. No, hang on. Where's the mate? Oh yeah, queen takes queen. No, where's the mate? Oh yeah, queen takes h6.
queen dash h6, it spins.
Yeah. Wow, 4 games all. It's going down to the wire.
Yeah, so whoever wins this one will have some advantage
And we're going down this
going into
this road
the
again.
last.
So has FeegLood cracked how to win this opening?
A pawn g4. This looks like, yeah, we have seen this before. So is it a6? Oh no, this time knight here.
So again, the knight is heading for d5, I believe, and it's also just trying to trade off bishops. Because as we saw in the last game, black kind of somehow needs material to get something going. By the way, let's just if I go. I'm just going to just try and test something. Puzzle. Okay, and
Oh, c6.
c6 is not. It creates huge weaknesses. It feels wrong. I mean, knight d6 check.
Yeah.
It just feels like. Whoa, why?
Yeah,
Why?
maybe not now. Maybe not now because this bishop can take it.
Oh yeah, you can take and then take the bishop. No, can you? Okay. Yeah, you could take and then take the bishop. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Okay, can he play it now? Doesn't want to. Suddenly it's white who wants pieces.
c4. Yeah, so knight takes c4 would run into pawn at d7.
Yeah, of course.
But if you have to,
Knight e7. Ooh.
you have to move back, then. And he, yeah, takes the knight. Okay. Seems quite pleasant for white. But okay, pawn d3 is a good move. Unpinning the knight on d7, so queen at c7 isn't possible anymore.
Yeah.
And pawn at e2 is coming.
I think there's surely a finish somewhere. Queen takes knight threat is a threat.
Yeah, I'll drop queen takes b7.
Yep.
Yeah, but like
Queen H Knight is mate in 2. It would be mate in 2. Mate in 2 threat. Yeah, Queen takes C7 could be blocked, I guess. Oh no, actually, sorry, that's not true. Because there's this knight is covering.
knight at A5.
Oh,
And he plays it.
that's a very good move. No. Hmm. Yeah, so black's pieces are working well, all these knights.
Yeah, knight at E2 check is coming, and then something like F3 or H3.
Yeah.
Or you could even start with at F3 or H3.
But this is crazy, right? I mean, I'm thinking of a move like bishop at B5 or something. It's like, what? Why is this not? Yeah, how to break through into this black king.
Yeah. So he took on G7.
Okay, that looks like a mating threat. As you said, knight here, check, king in the corner, pawn takes pawn, king takes, and then a pawn drop is no, pawn won't quite be mate, but yeah, bishop here, check, and then a takes. Yeah,
Pawn short. But maybe yeah, bishop E4 check.
yeah, bishop b4 check, and then
Might
pawn.
have to play F3.
Yeah. So,
Might have to play F3.
okay, so f3 is a defense.
H6 and pawn at H6 and then bishop E4.
Oh yeah, that way. Yeah.
Pawn h3 and then bishop b4. Yeah, then that would be mating.
Okay, he takes a knight. Ooh, knight F6 check. Oh yeah.
Just takes it. Hang on, wait, it doesn't take
White
it.
is winning. Queen C7, and then oh, D7 is protected. I missed that. I guess Mugwort missed it too.
Whoa.
Because now there is. You are one pawn short. Yeah.
So they're two squares. Okay, he's got bishop check, but then yeah, he needs another pawn.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Pawn short
And runs out of time.
Oh.
Wow. FeegLood takes a 5-4 lead.
Horrible, bro.
That's
Now
It's gonna be good. Losses after 4-2. F2.
These positions with the queen are so hard to play. Oh, FeegLood changed up his opening. Last time he played 6 knight to F5. And now he played pawn at H6.
By the way, guys, I've got some cool news for you. Fabiano Caruana is following me on Twitch.
Whoa.
What? On Twitch?
Yeah. He's just he.
No, what? Is it the real?
Yeah, I follow him, so maybe.
I think he has a Twitch account. He has been streaming lately.
Has a Twitch account.
Like
Let me check if it's the real one.
GM Fabiano Caruana. I think that's it.
This is a different one.
Like he's been streaming on chess.com.
A fake one.
Oh, okay, so it's the fake, the fake one following me. Okay, so disappointment. Don't say that. Okay, so we're into this. Very fashionable E4, E5 lines.
H6, rook G8.
So we're probably still in book, right now.
Well, not really. I mean, probably, but But like I think pawn at h6 is the most critical continuation in this line.
Yeah.
But then I don't really remember what to do after rook g8. Taking looks good, queen e7, and now knight to b5, attacking c7. And d5, queen is covering c7. Looks quite nice for black, I wanted to say, but
I mean, all these pins.
you can, yeah, you can take on e4 with check, but then knight on f6 will be hanging, and also pawn at c7.
Yeah. So what does Jan think? This is trouble. FeegLood made a strong comeback.
Yeah. Because Mugwort was leading 4-2, but now it's suddenly 4-5.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's already under a minute. Already has under a minute on the clock.
So if queen takes pawn, it's very tempting queen takes pawn, but he'd probably just block with the bishop or a pawn, or even the queen. But okay, so
the queen, yeah.
Yeah. So he defends c7.
Yeah, but now you could take on f6, queen takes f6, and then just take on d5.
That's nasty.
Maybe even, well, maybe not. Yeah, so, okay, he didn't do it. And bishop e2, so now take on e4 will not be check. Ah, knight takes e7, that's very nice. That all happened quite fast.
Yeah,
now,
it's because they saw the line, but they both saw the line. There's nothing. So g4 is covered, so there's nothing queen takes. Yeah.
yeah, and now you have probably, if you move the queen on f6, then knight at f6 will come, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't move it.
So FeegLood like knows what he's going to play already, so he's putting Mugwort under serious time pressure.
Yeah, and he has to win this one.
Yeah.
Doesn't look.
Okay, rook takes pawn for sure.
H8.
Queen at h8 check, yeah. You don't have a. Oh, time. Ooh.
Oh, this is not good.
This is. Oh, not made yet, but.
Looks pretty hopeless.
Yeah.
Bishop.
E6 or queen at e6?
Queen at d6.
d6.
No,
Nice.
it's not.
Yeah. Wow. So FeegLood does take the match 6-4.
6-4, and what a comeback.
But first
From.
Swanett, then Wolf, and now Mugwort.
Yeah, but this was. I think out of those three, this was the most even. Well, like beforehand. Like most even beforehand.
Yeah, I mean it was a 50-50 who would win this. I mean FeegLood, for example, is 200 points higher rated, but that's probably because Mugwort's been berserking a lot.
Who doesn't really play a lot? That's a rating when the rating is so much higher, probably.
Yeah, so Mugwort's been playing the shield and stuff. That's why he's.
Yeah. Whoa, come back, FeegLood.
Yeah, very nice comeback.
Is there like a website to see who is left in the CVC? Yes, there is.
And we playing the winner of Master 10 and Narca, which is normally gonna be Master 10, but looking at how things have gone, Master Tan is gonna get that.
Yeah. So So FeegLood is playing the winner of Master Tan and Arca.
So that the winner of that will be a candidate. So either FeegLood or the winner of Master Tan and Arca. Yeah, and with whoever loses also having a very good chance.
Yeah, and who is Mugwort playing? So this was match 224. 224. He will be playing against. So there is a match between Arya Lol and Esken, or Archer Lol and Esken, and winner of that will play against Igor Buckmate, and winner of that will play against Mugwort.
Wait, did they update the site? Oh no, this is a different link.
It's the same link, but it's the different layout.
Infinitely cleaner.
Yeah, if you remove the .svg in the end of the URL, then you will get the old one.
Yeah, I linked the SVG one. I think with the printed layout, the print preview layout.
Yeah. I think this is a little bit prettier.
Yeah. So yeah, people can read. So people can read updates obviously on the and see all the links and everything on zhchess.blogspot.com. This is some of the earliest round 4 matches starting to be played now, but round 3 recap still is yet to be published. Because round 3 is almost finished, but yeah, Kyle Legion here, for example, still has to play Vishki, for example, in round 3.
Yeah, I messaged him.
Okay, that's cool.
29th April.
I've messed up 1 month later. And I was like, how is there like so much time until the match?
Yeah, that was the old
That people were scheduling like the round 3 stuff, and I was like, oh, well, might as well wait a bit. To Gnegius Warsaw, Gnegius losing with Jean, that's pretty sad. We're getting none of the players who I wanted to see in the candidates.
Yeah. I guess he got busy or just the CWC took longer than he expected. Well, I don't really know, but I would think
It's unfortunate.
So I was just playing back through some of the games. So game 1, when it was FeegLood flagged. No, Mugwort flagged. Yeah. So Mugwort flagged as white, but yeah, but the Starfish was saying that he was basically crushing the whole last end of the game, like plus 40 for like the last 10 moves or so. So remember that was the game where there was a pawn at g2 mate threat, but Stockfish is like, come on, pawn at e7 is coming, black's getting mate. I mean, it's not like declaring mate, but it's just sort of saying, I don't know. I'm trying to see what the I see. So basically, I think Stockfish is saying pawn at e7, check, knight at f5, checking the king, and then picking up that bishop, which was covering g1. So then, even if black did do pawn at g2 check, well, you just casually go king g1. You can't take it with the knight, because otherwise queen takes g2 as mate. But just casually go king g1. This still looks pretty hairy for white, but Stockfish is so relaxed. Just everything's covered apparently. The knight covers the g2 mate. So what else do you do? You might go for a knight here, check. Or a pawn here, going for, but it's not quick enough because queen here and pawn here will be mate. So you have to defend at the back, and yeah, so there's no like forced mate, but it's just white's crushing. Okay, I might just continue streaming, just having a look at some of the games. I'll probably I might hang up from the Discord so people are free to continue chatting.
Are we?
Oh, sorry, you said something, Legion? Sorry, did you say something, Legion?
Are we playing 4-way chess or?
No, yeah, okay, so you'll probably continue playing whatever. So I'm going to continue streaming. Just having a look at some of the games we just with the Stockfish. So I'll hang up from here so I can speak freely and you can speak freely. Okay, so see you guys. I think Michael's already hung up, and see you, Kyle. Kyle's getting cut off. Okay, bye, Kyle. Okay, so yeah, so in that first game, FeegLood won, but actually Mugwort was crushing that whole game. So let's have a look at game 2 quickly. So FeegLood lost this game. So it was the first E4 E5 game. Yeah, he had this sort of crushing attack with these pawns. The point is, if queen takes e2, I was thinking knight g3 check. Yeah, that is a problem. So he goes for f7, this knight g5 idea, but it doesn't work because if queen takes g5, if you take the queen, there's knight g3 check, takes. He takes f1 is queen. That's one idea. Queen takes f1, knight takes g3 check, king here. You could just go knight takes f1, king here, queen here, checkmate. So what else could? There's nothing else that can be done really. If queen takes e2, then is still this knight g3 idea. King here. You could take the queen, or you could even just take the rook. And this is now mate. Bishop here, king back. Rook here is checkmate. So I guess the key in this position was castling was not a smart thing to do in this position. That was the beginning of trouble. So he fixes the trouble, but more trouble's coming. And that really is trouble. So yeah, this is FeegLood's critical mistake in this game. He has to do this, this. Now how do you actually protect this square? It's difficult. So pawn at d4 maybe, but this pawn's coming in. With knights, if knights are ever exchanged, and this d2 idea. So it's the same trouble, but knight here check, pawn takes knight, queen takes queen. So we get the same kind of idea. Knight beats d2. And here, knight takes pawn is an idea. The idea being what? Just sacking for 2 pawns. It's interesting how these ideas repeat themselves in the game that we saw in the actual game. Knight to e5, but just takes. Queen takes e5. And can we clear out this threat? Maybe we can. Blocks, queen takes pawn. So we'd get this sort of continuation. But black is very safe. Okay, so that was good. So game 3. So Mugwort did well in game 3 as well. We went into this line, which was repeated in the black games throughout the match. Which it is almost. I suspect this is actually in the opening book. It's being played quite a lot. Yeah. Although knight b6 is less common, but pretty decent. We see 12-team Master 10, for example, pop up in the opening Explorer, Mugwort against high contrast, and so on. So knight here, bishop here. So this is all theory for these guys. Although here, bishop e3, pawn at c5, so pawn at d5, takes. Is that trade favouring white or black? Pawn at e6, it has to withdraw. And is it? Yeah, I don't know if black can go on the attack immediately or not. Not really. So it's just as a test, if black sort of tried going on an attack, then yeah, pawn at g6 is a threat. If you take this just to show the kind of pawn at f7 check, king here, knight at g8, and this is mating. So this is a sort of threat. So it kicks the king out. So FeegLood gets a kind of defensive position. Actually, bishop takes h2 is an idea apparently. Picks up a pawn, begins an attack. But yeah, he instead went for this knight at h3 drop. Idea, just trying to, if you take, you pick up a pawn and staring at g2. Yeah, so he picked up a pawn. So this looked kind of threatening. So knight takes apparently was safer here. Knight takes, okay. So king takes is just perfectly safe. So, but did FeegLood have anything? And again, it's like black has a sort of slightly threatening attack, but there isn't anything there. Takes the rook, takes the queen. It was like in game 1, and this is a very nice mating attack that black has no blockers. If he takes the pawn, bishop takes c6 is coming. He takes here, knight is winning the queen. So even faster to mate is knight e5. The knight can take here, but then the knight is no longer defending e7, so that's no good. And knight could take here, and you could take the pawn, but then the queen or rook is coming in here. Look at g7 mate. So knight here was quite a nice idea. If you try and run, say rook here, king here, queen at g7, king here, and queen takes g6. So oops, so that would have been another mating idea. So very sharp mating tactics. But queen takes pawn. If king takes queen, then queen I guess is coming here. Yeah, queen here check, king here, bishop at d6 has to fall back, and then rook at b8 is checkmate. So that's a nice. So you can't take that queen, and just completely safe. Just quite nice. Okay, so that was so So kind of a blunder is this move apparently, as opposed to playing bishop g5. But only if black okay, so the knight's no longer protecting g2, but so what about if I just take this bishop? Why is this a problem? Knight f3 check. Okay, the knight is no longer guarding f3, but we can just take this. Okay, but now this is a weakness. Queen h4, king g1, pawn at g2. You're forced to take this, are you? No, because you can't take this. If you take this, well, you can take it, but I think, yeah, you have to take it, and, well, you don't have to, but if you don't take it, queen here is threatened, so the alternative to taking it is knight g3, but then it's looking quite scary, and then you're trying to run. So if you do take it, takes. If queen takes, you might exchange. Okay, one idea is you just simply exchange off queens. Queen takes g4, h takes g4, and black is safe, is the claim. And if king takes, that's also looking quite... I mean, the white king is being chased down. But it's not, yeah, I'm surprised it's not worse for white right now. I guess black doesn't have the pieces to mate just yet. Knight takes bishop, should be natural. Pawn at g2. So yeah, it's going to be a grind, but it's nothing decisive. Okay, so that was game 3, I think. So game 4, Mugwort also won, so he'd reeled off 3 in a row at this point. So it's the same opening, slightly different. And this apparently is a mistake. Bishop g5 should have gone straight for pawn at h6. And I was thinking in this position, just go for knight takes g2, but let's see, is knight takes g2 anything? Knight takes g7, sorry. So knight takes g7, yeah, apparently there isn't. Yeah, black doesn't have to take it back, and just go knight takes e4, and black's actually okay. It's not completely clear, but pawn h6 is more powerful. But he goes for bishop b5, bishop g5. So takes. Again, this is a mistake for sure, is it not? But apparently not. So if white did something like this, yeah, this doesn't work because of takes, knight takes e4, and you can't afford to take the queen because bishop takes knight is coming, winning the queen back. So this is queen takes bishop, knight takes queen, knight h6 check. You have to take it. Queen g3. Now yeah, so black can't afford to play queen at g7 to defend his knight because that will be losing. Because it's queen takes g7, king takes g7, bishop here check, and black's getting mated. Queen here check, king here, and oh, have I missed the mate? Yeah, it should be queen at g4 check, and so sealing black in. So you can't afford to defend like that, which means white does get to pick off the knight, but black is winning this. So that's why queen c1 wasn't that great. The best move apparently was bishop takes f6, takes knight d5, this sort of idea. but I'm not sure. So I suppose the queen just retreats, then yeah, the knight would pick off the bishop. So this is quite annoying actually. But black can sack and is completely winning this. So okay, so black is winning, but it's quite tight. So instead we got pawn takes pawn, bishop takes knight, pawn, knight takes pawn, pawn here. So you just sack the queen, and then so black Mugwort is doing pretty nicely in this game. Sack the queen, and then go knight takes d2, which looks good. But an even more powerful move was pawn e3, because you can't take it. Well, you can take it, but pawn of f2 is coming, and then knight at g1. Yeah. And if that's not enough, then knight at b2. Just driving the king out into the open while also picking up the queen. And that's mate. So that was a mating attack from black, which a mating idea, just pawn at e3. A cool idea. But instead he goes knight takes pawn, knight there check, pawn takes knight, queen there check, queen takes bishop. So getting some kind of safety, actually. So knight takes d2 did prove to be, yeah, and now here white is actually winning, but the move we thought was a good idea, queen here and then pick up the knight, is actually worse than queen here and pick up the knight. So why is that? So queen here, king g8. So taking the knight is actually a mistake because of what we saw in the game. White has nothing, and black has all the pieces. So the correct line was queen here, and bishop takes f8 is a threat, so you just move your king up the way. And here it's very natural to take the knight, but that's apparently not the best move. The best move is simply pawn at d2 to stop any idea of queen c3 check. Okay, so black would go pawn at c3, and then you can simply drop a bishop. C takes d2, bishop takes d2, pawn at c3 again, bishop e3, queen, so queen drop on b2, and in this position you can apparently just give away that rook. No, you can't. Black's winning that. Yeah, so black's winning this whole thing. So what? I just played this line wrong. So queen g4 is correct. Now I'm really confused. Oh, I see. Queen d4 was played in the game and not queen g4, as we were saying in the chat. Okay, so why is this different? Because then you put a bishop on d4 instead, and then you take the knight. Okay. So this is the... Okay, I see. So something completely different. A bishop belongs on d4 to protect this square, and then you take the knight. Okay, I just completely missed this. Okay, so that was a critical miss, and because instead of queen d4, when you take the knight, there's no protection. And so that was a critical miss from FeegLood. Okay. But this position here, yeah, Mugwort had a nice tactic. It's pawn at e3. Hard to defend against. So anyway, so what next? This is game 5. So yeah, this is the one where FeegLood pushed his H pawn a lot. I was thinking, yeah, so does g3 work? And the answer is no, it doesn't. Because of knight takes d4 and just dropping another pawn, I'm guessing. Knight takes d4, queen takes knight, bishop takes bishop. Queens are looking like getting exchanged, and a pawn is dropping here and a queen here at some point. So this is looking... So that was reasonable. But what else could... So g4 was a reasonable thing to do. Pawn at h6 apparently was a reasonable thing to do, but why can't black just... Yeah, I see. So takes, pawn at g2 again. Yes, so he's trying to sack to make something happen. And it didn't look like anything was happening actually in this game. But the key was to take the bishop first. And then take the rook. And everything is... This is still a game. But when you take the knight first, queens are getting exchanged, and this is just dead. Yep. So if you take the bishop first, and then take the rook, then what happens here? Yeah, so we're trying to dislodge this knight so we can drop on e2. That's the idea of that move. Take the knight, take this knight. So now the defender of e2 is taken. Queen takes bishop. The idea is simply queen takes, going to just drop a knight here. Okay, you just let it happen. Because at least you've got time to defend. Yeah. So this is actually also quite nice for black. I guess the weaknesses take their toll. Bishop takes d7, queen takes. Yeah, the weaknesses take their toll. So Stockfish progressively prefers black's position in this line. Maybe there's a better defense, but maybe even knight e2 it suggests. But just takes, and then drop a knight again. Or drop a knight on g3, is black better? Queen f2. Yeah, so knight takes rook. Yeah, queen takes. So anyway, it's not clear who's better. This is certainly uncertain, but yeah, as Stockfish thinks further, it sort of begins to prefer black, and then now it suddenly says, no, it's okay. So it's really unclear. But that was certainly a blunder, not taking on d7, instead exchanging queens. That was led to a quick loss. And so then the game was 3-2 to FeegLood after 5 games. And it's at this point Mugwort won his last game, won game 6. As white in a d4, d5 setup, quite. Yeah, so in this game it felt like, yeah, knight a2, it felt like black was in control here. But then white played knight a2, which is not logically the best move in it, but it felt like he seemed to gain some advantage. So yeah, white really improved over the next few moves. So bishop takes bishop was not wise, apparently. What's better? f6. Yeah, this seems logical to go f6, but It's not clear. So knight here. I mean, white here could just go bishop takes g2, maybe bishop takes g7. Maybe it doesn't work. Yeah, there's too much covering it. So you do knight here first. Takes. Yeah, f6 was better than taking that bishop. So yeah, white actually improves in position. And rook here really doesn't like. But pawn here feels it's a waste. It says just target to back rank or put a pawn on g5. So pawn e5, just blocking things up. So that was a fairly critical mistake that FeegLood made. And now taking was apparently not wise, just should escape. This seemed kind of promising but dangerous. They're not quite enough. Knight here check, queen here. Yeah, that wasn't quite enough, and a lovely mate in the end. So actually, probably the mate comes here. So white is threatening pawn here, but there's mate. Mate in 7. Knight e4 check, king g1, queen drop, king here. Queen takes h3 being kind of the key move. King takes h3, knight g5 check. Okay, another key move. I mean, no, there are other moves. Rook takes knight. So the idea is if knight takes knight, rook here is checkmate. So knight takes, king here. Pawn here, and rook here, checkmate. Yeah, so that was 4-2 then to Mugwort, with 4 games to go, and then FeegLood. So how does FeegLood win these 4 games? I mean, we'll see in this one. Mugwort's winning. So he's 4-2 up, and he's completely winning this game. So we had this sort of setup again that we had in a few of the games. And white just increasing the advantage. Yeah, so bishop e3. Takes. So what was the key move in this position for white? d5 is good, bishop c4 is good, bishop d2 is even good. But playing knight here allows for an exchange of knights and an exchange of queens. Knight takes e5, d takes e5. So why is that dangerous? Because there's ideas of knight at h3, takes, queen trade not so good. So that's sort of the line the computer gives, but yeah, it's rather interesting. So takes. So instead, though, FeegLood takes the bishop first and doesn't take the queen, just building up pressure. Rook takes. Yeah, so in this position, it really looked like Mugwort was on cruise control. So knight here was interesting because you can't take the knight because of pawn at f7. Check, king e7. You're winning the queen. Oh yeah, knight at g8 check. So there's surely mate coming soon. Ooh, you don't take with the knight. If you take with the knight, then king e8 takes the queen. King takes, rook takes bishop. And if you take with the rook, yeah, that's going to be checkmate on f7 immediately. So you have to take with the king. Anyway, so it's rather rook takes, block, bishop here, check, takes. So, and black doesn't have a mate, so black is getting mated. So you can't take that knight. So apparently even stronger was rook takes. Pawn was the idea, you can't take this rook, so why not? Because you just win queen takes d8, rook takes, and then pawn at g6, which you have to take, then knight at f4, and so wherever you go, queen is dropping, and if you go back, then so a pawn is dropping and then a queen, or a queen and a pawn. So yeah. So rook takes pawn is powerful, but this is also pretty good because you're threatening knight takes bishop here, and also queen takes queen is possible. Okay, but he went for this. I'm just wondering. Yeah, even knight takes bishop here is good, sacrificing the queen. But he took this, which enables him to get rid of that bishop, which is en prise. And rook at d2 is a very good move. Takes the rook. Bishop here, check. And black is winning again by just taking that bishop. g3, king, pawn. Yeah, so pawn takes g3 is a mistake because it leaves open knight g4. Rook takes the queen. Queen takes d1. So why do you want to take that? Because you need a bishop to mate with. Bishop here, and it's mate. So if you go bishop e takes d1, so queen takes bishop, does that work as well in this position? Not so well, because the king can now run up. So actually in this position you don't. If bishop e takes, there's still a mate, but it involves queen h2, king here, knight takes pawn check, king here, queen takes g2. So suppose black blocks, pawn at f3, takes the knight, pawn at f4, why can't we just take it? Oops, bishop c5 and you're getting mated. So instead you try and run, but then, yeah, g5, king e3, and you're getting mated anyway. Blocks, then queen takes rook, checkmate. So this is, yeah, so pawn takes pawn is a mistake, weakening your position. This also looks dangerous. So where's the key mistake? Because, yeah, taking that bishop proved to be a key mistake. Instead, stuff like knight d6 check is stronger. And even here, yeah, taking the queen. But this is too sharp a game. It's really difficult to see exactly what went wrong. But it's a nice mate in the end. So a position that FeegLood was losing him, but somehow he pushed those pawns at a critical time and came back. So now, game 8. Hi there, Bab. So we've been commentating on FeegLood against Mugwort, but I just thought I'd just have a second look at the games to try and some of them quite complex games to see how it went. So completely different opening then from FeegLood. Yeah, and in this position, yeah, black is looking quite passive. And then white responds by being quite passive also. So yeah, good fit for white here. So we're not in opening book. Good for white here would be just bishop takes knight, pawn takes, dropping a pawn here. Is that any good? Why can't the bishop just take it? Pawn at d7, bishop takes, take here. Interesting. And it not easy to take that back because the knight's coming in with check. If king drops back, the knight's coming in here. So it's sort of, well, yeah, you even give up the queen. So yeah, I hadn't thought that through, but okay. So white plays it very cautiously, just trying to have a nice position. Mugwort tries to fight back, but yeah, this is just completely crushing. So it's interesting how he played it. So that was it was quite instructive game from FeegLood, but maybe a little bit too passive from Mugwort. Yeah. So that was game 8. So game 9. So I think it's tied at 4-4 all. We again go down this line that was played a lot in this series. And again, Mugwort's doing pretty nicely as white. This c6 move looked terrible. But he's attacking the bishop, so what do you do in this position? As pawn at f6, pawn at h6. Okay, so he defends, and that seems very reasonable. This also seems very reasonable. c4, I mean, I was thinking, yeah, okay. So he's just deflecting and wins the queen. And this is really strong from Mugwort. Really strong play. You've got a queen in hand now. But it's kind of annoying because it's difficult to know what to do with that queen. So he does this. And it's interesting that white has a kind of a light square blockade. And it's difficult to see how... and the king is on a light square. And Mugwort finds it difficult to break through. And just he loses very quickly from here. Just because... So he makes his dark squares weak, but it just doesn't matter. He has a light square blockade. That's very impressive. How to break a light square blockade? I mean, the computer would say the critical blunder was knight here. Instead going queen b3 first, being more promising. So why not? Also, I mean, you'd think it's not dangerous giving black a knight. He's already has a knight in hand. But pawn at b5, just take this knight. So what's the idea? Now knight at c5. You have to take it just to give the king a flight square. So this is another way of playing it. Queen here, give him a flight square, takes. You can't take back or it's mate. Because the queen is coming there, check, king here, pawn here, king here. Pawn at c7, king or knight takes c7, and that's where I can't see the rest. Pawn at c7, knight takes c7, bishop takes knight, king. Oh, there's a second bishop. That's why. So that's why. After this, you run. So this would be and still black's actually doing okay here. That's incredible. Queen takes knight, knight here. So this is really interesting because it's a position where white was supposed to be winning. But doing a move like this, yeah, it doesn't quite work. So suddenly the computer flips its analysis and thinks that black is actually doing pretty nicely. And it sees the critical move here as bishop takes pawn, so maybe creating a weakness here. But how is white going to make progress? Knight to e5. Okay, so getting the bishop out of the way for the knight. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so where is white's killer blow? So he's going to do this light square defense. How does white make progress? Okay, he tries to shift the knight. Yeah, I mean, this is difficult to see what. So knight here, don't you defend your queen or move the queen or something? And the answer is nope. So why can't black just take that queen? Because it opens up a rook file. Okay, interesting. So the idea is the knight is a more powerful piece than the queen even in this position. Yeah, so white wants knights to attack. But, okay, so if that's the case, where did white go wrong in his attack? It's sort of this seems smart. I guess it just was at this point. Queen b3. Queen b3 is like that. And sacking your knight. Okay, well, suppose queen b3, knight here. Queen takes c4, knight takes queen. Knight at c5. Bishop takes knight. Knight takes bishop. King here. Queen at d7, king here. Do this the same tactic, I guess. Or not. Or you go queen. Let's do the same tactic. So he has to go here. How does queen takes pawn? Threatening queen takes rook. Maybe queen takes pawn first. Just take the rook. Ah, this is nasty. Because the rook is coming on the back rank. So yeah, it's interesting. The only way of beating this defense was to get around the defense somehow. With a move like this. Yeah. Or bishop takes pawn, and the point of that is not to take the pawn and weaken f6, it's just to move and put a knight on e5. So anyway, all sorts of crazy ideas. So that was a very interesting 9th game, and finally the 10th game was a smooth win from FeegLood as white. What looked like could potentially be opening theory, but maybe not. So let's just open Explorer to see if we're in theory. So h6, rook g8, yep, it's theory. Takes. Queen e7. And just to open the Queen e7 is a decent move. Not necessarily the computer move, but decent move. Knight d to b5. And yeah. So with that knight d to b5, we're out of book. But white's got a nice position. Bishop takes c3, necessary maybe, pawn at e3 ideas. So a quite strong position for white. It's not clear what we see in the IIE has lost a lot of games against no block, and all he needs is after playing this as white. So rook g8 is reasonable. Takes. Yeah. Knight takes e4 is the other potential move. But white can play knight takes c6, b takes c6, queen d4. So this is all right, and then queen e7, defending both the bishop and the knight. So it's quite, yeah. So we see Skefter Milos as white playing this against Mugwort, for example. And it's quite a difficult position, actually. B takes c3. Black moves. e3. Yeah, so it was easy for black to go wrong in this line. And I imagine that FeegLood is going to play, given the success he had in this last game, that he'll play more of this in future rounds. This kind of, if he gets to e4, e5, this. He got a kind of position he liked, and he really dominated with mate. Okay, so it's going to be likely going to be Mastertown against FeegLood. In the next round, and the winner of, so not certain, but the winner of, if Mastertown wins his round 4 match, he will play FeegLood, and the winner of Mastertown against FeegLood will be in the candidates, who will be playing in a few months' time, in a couple of months' time probably. And the winner of the candidates will play Jan Lee. So that's, yeah, so that's been just a quick roundup of that series. Yeah, tough games for Mugwort. Okay, so thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll sign out.